So, welcome, Dr. Satyakam Sen. Satyakam Sen is a postgraduate in archaeology from University of Calcutta. Took part in excavations at Mangalkot in West Bengal and at Lalitgiri in Odisha during his early career. Subsequently, he joined in a project of documentation under the Directorate of State Archaeology, West Bengal. Since 1992, Mr. Satyakam has been working in Indian Museum, Kolkata, and presently he's managing the charge of Archaeology Section and heading the digitization project of the museum. Today, Mr. Satyakam Sen will be talking about the origin and development of uh, Chordophones. I actually don't know that tool, so you'll have to explain to that right from the beginning. In India, in the light of music and archaeology, prehistoric to 20th century. Over to you, Mr. Sen. I really look forward to your presentation.
Namaskar, and I'm really thankful to Bharatiya Dharohar and Samskriti, and I'm really grateful to Dr. Kedareswari Madam for giving me chance to speak on this grand occasion of, the International Museum Day celebration. So I'll be speaking on the development of chordophone. Chordophone is nothing but the what we call it as string instruments. Stringed instrument is in a single word may be described as chordophone, and this is a story of development of string instruments in our subcontinent, in India. So I take the opportunity to share my PPT. So should I share the share option?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, share screen. Okay.
Samhita, the permission has been given, right, for sharing?
Yes, ma'am.
Something. How does it work actually in Zoom? Just a minute.
Sir, if you click on the share button, which is a green button, it will ask you for selecting a window that you want to share. So in that, you will have to choose your presentation screen only, and then press again the share in it.
Okay. Just a minute. Share button. Then the green one. No?
Yes.
Which one? This is window.
Just select the one that you want to present, one window that you wish to present.
Okay. It is all. I have already shared. I have used the share button already, but
After you select the window, there will be again button on the right side bottom of the window, which you have to present the share now.
okay. I'll do it again. Okay, just a minute. Now I put the share. Okay. Now the green one, I have to click the green one.
No, you need to open your presentation first. So once
Okay,
you
okay,
open your presentation, you have that PowerPoint logo at the bottom. So select that one,
okay.
and then yeah, your screen is already visible. Yes. Now
Is
just
it
play the
visible now?
slideshow.
Okay. So now I can speak, no?
Yes, you'll have to start the slideshow.
Yeah. Live show. Okay. It is on the screen, madam.
Yeah, it was there. It was there. Your PowerPoint screen is on. That was fine.
Huh.
Now, if yeah, just open that screen again, the PowerPoint one.
Okay. Yes, this is this
Yes,
one.
in that, if you go to the bottom corner, you can see 77% at the bottommost right corner. And
Oh
if you
yeah.
come, no, if you come from little left, you have a sign like a, yeah, that one. Yes,
This one.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's visible. Fine.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you. Sorry for
Welcome, ma'am. No, no,
taking
no,
some
no problem.
time.
It's okay.
Okay. So this is all about the origin and development of chordophone, that is the string instruments in Indian subcontinent. But this time it is in the light of music archaeology. Uh, I would like to start with that music as a medium of expression is capable of connecting people across the world, since uh, since it is a universal language that carries the message of emotion, love, peace, and harmony, and knows no barrier and boundary. Music as culture is intangible in nature, therefore, different types of musical instruments or their depictions and musical scenes on various mediums have become the only tangible pieces of evidence of musical activities. Since the dawn of the human culture, when people used to live on hunting and gathering and had no knowledge of food production, sometimes contemporary ethnological data could be found which is supportive in decoding the lineage of music from the earliest time in certain geographical regions. The contribution of textual references subsequently gave birth to musicology that theorized the activities related to performing arts. On our way of tracking back the musical past in a proper dimension, both musicology and archaeology are very important and have contributed a lot. Very recently, music archaeology, an interdisciplinary approach to the study of ancient music systems, has been developed and is supposed to be an effective tool in unfolding the mystery of a rich musical past. Music archaeology is an interdisciplinary study field that combines both musicology and archaeology. As it includes music from numerous cultures, it is often seen as being a part of ethnomusicology. Ethnomusicology is the study of music from the cultural and social aspects of the community that has created. It incorporates, besides the aspect of the sound component, distinct theoretical and systematic approaches that highlight cultural, social, material, cognitive, biological, and other parameters of musical behavior. Methods of both musicology and archaeology are followed in music archaeology because theoretical and methodical basic work is still missing, which needs to be addressed and requests to be formulated. One of the most important methods is to study the explored and excavated artifacts that are relevant for the reconstruction of the musical past, such as sound producing devices, representations of musical scenes, and textual pieces of evidences. The archaeological analysis and documentation of such artifacts, their dating and description, as well as the explanation of defined contexts and cultural contexts can shed light on its use and function in everyday life of the past and can help to rebuild them. Sometimes ethnomusicology comes forward to bring out a living tradition that provides somehow a projection of the past practices. These results may illuminate how instruments were played or how music was sung, but ultimately, what was played in ancient times is a matter of anticipation. Much fantasy is needed by modern musicians to imagine how melodies and rhythms may have been composed. Moreover, rebuilding the musical instruments under focus once used in the past and producing sound out of them would further help in strengthening such anticipations. The first attempt to integrate the two distinct disciplines of musicology and archaeology took place at the conference of the International Musicological Society at Berkeley in 1977. One of the round tables was designated Music and Archaeology, to which were invited specialists to discuss the musical remains of ancient cultures. Representations were there from Israel, Mexico, Egypt, China, Scandinavia. This was the starting point of the International Council for Traditional Music, in short ICTM, study group on music archaeology. Officially founded within the ICTM in Seoul in 1981 and subsequently recognized by the ICTM in New York in 1983. Its inception traced back to the first meeting held on current music archaeological research in Cambridge in 1982. So this is the history of music archaeology. Music archaeology is our methodology. Basically, it is matter of archaeology, but definitely connected to music, musical culture, musical management, and musical administration. Everything, voice, delivering of voice, and everything comes under this music archaeology. In this context, I must refer some of the notable contributors to the field of music archaeology and Indian musicology, such as Professor Richard Dowdy, who has an extensive work on ethnomusicology, especially in the Middle East. Even he deciphered out the notation from written in a cuneiform script and then arranged a musical orchestra based on those notations. And it's a really remarkable work by Professor Dowdy. And in India, the first musicologist is Raja Saurindra Mohan Tagore. He has an extensive work on Indian music system as well as Western music system. He also founded some Bengal music schools and researches started researches, and he he had an collection of enormous size of collection of musical instruments. Some of Most of them it has been donated to Indian Museum in our anthropology gallery. And I should mention Pandit Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande, who is an Indian musicologist who wrote the first modern treatise on Hindustani classical music, an art which had been propagated earlier for a few centuries, mostly through oral traditions. But he theorized it, and uh, he's a forefather of the modern practice of Hindustani uh, classical music. So, with all this, we are shifting to the main subject, that is And we have some of them. We Chaitanya Deva, Krishna Swami, S. Krishna Swami, K.S. Kothari. They have got a very notable contribution in these fields. As far as the origin and development of chordophone in India, in the light of the music archaeology, the existence of music in Indian subcontinent can be traced back to as early as prehistoric period. To be specific, in Mesolithic period. The prehistoric cave paintings in India, particularly in central India, provide a good number of evidence depicting the scenes of music and dance along with the usage of stringed musical instruments, that is, the chordophones. In present study, we would focus on the existence and usage of chordophones, relevant examples of which in the form of rock paintings come from Kathotia, Lakhajwar, Panchmari, and some other places. These are some of the paintings, cave paintings. In present study, we will focus on the uh, on the development and evolution of string musical instruments. What we found, the bowstring is made of a flexible bamboo splinter, which is indicated by the thickening on both ends of the string on which a fibrous cord is fastened. This technology tends to attach more strings on this frame, which gradually give the shape of a stringed musical instrument. Perhaps this is how a weapon for hunting evolved into a musical instrument, in which people found ways to express their emotions in the form of music. Evolved from the bow with multiple strings, the earliest type of string musical instruments in this subcontinent were undoubtedly the harp-like bina, which is evident on the railing of Bharut stupa dated 2nd to 1st century BCE, being preserved at the Indian Museum, Kolkata. Almost all of them were bow-shaped, with a varying number of strings that were made of either fiber or gut. In this picture, we find these particular string instruments has got 7 strings, which has a later Vedic references and also in the Natya Shastra Bharata. That is, this Bina is called as Chitra Bina, having 7 strings. So by that time, the concept of 7 swaras, 7 musical notes have already been there. So 7 strings, uh, finger plucking string instruments, Chitra Bina. What this Yakshi is holding. Later on, you just I, I, I have tried to give some impression that this type of, I mean, Bina, basically it's a bow with a single string, but in different length. If we add some more strings, more chords, it would sound in different scales, different tunes, different pitch, different musical notes. So after 7 stringed instrument, we found that there are 9 stringed instrument. There seems to be 1 string for each note, and it was plucked either with the fingers or with a plectrum called kuna. Whenever it is a matter of 9 stringed instruments, people used to use the kuna, that is a plectrum. Here in this picture of Bharhut, the ladies playing, one lady is shown playing with the help of a plectrum. And this type of Veena is no more Chitra Veena. Now it is known as the Biponji Veena. We have got references in later Vedic literatures and also in, of course, in Natya Shastra Bharata. The first treatise on Indian musicology. So this is Biponji Veena. It continued. It continued uh, through a quite a uh, long spell of time, that is for period, and it crossed the the common era from BC to CE, obviously, and up to Gupta era. We found that this type of harp-like veena was in use. And now here is also in Bharut, there are three scenes of musical scenes. Here you find that some this type of, I mean, veena is being played with a. This is an orchestra with dance of names, dance of names, and, and the musicians are playing on uh, membranophone, chordophone, and everything. In Gandhara art, we find this kind of harp type instruments in a palace scene. Now the change comes in picture. That is here Siddhartha playing on a lute. So that was a harp-like veena, and now we find the lute type veena. Lute type veena. Lute is a stringed instrument, but having a resonator and a string board, finger board. Here Siddhartha is plucking with the plectrum and just bringing the tune by pressing the chords according to the musical composition or musical, I mean the the way of the he wanted to bring out the musical compositions, the musical the structure, whatever. He's bringing out the tune, both plucking with the coda or the plectrum and using the fingers. So this was a revolution, because this lute type of veena is a much more developed form of the string music, what we have already seen in the harp type veena, because the sound producing the device is more developed. Resonator, there is air column inside the resonator, bringing out the more bold sound, more much louder, much higher, the clarity much higher than what was in a harp. And even it has a, a peg like thing to control the, I mean the length of the string, to bring out that kind of uh, uh, tune he wants to play on. So this is a lute type of veena. Just compare it with a lute. This type of veena during the beginning of the Common Era in Gandhara art. The region is, the northwestern frontier of the Indian subcontinent. But side by side, the harp-like instrument was on use. Again, the lute type of veena in Mathura Museum. Timeline is same, but the region is different from the Gandhara, that is centering around Mathura in Uttar Pradesh. Here, here we find they're playing on a lute. we find the same lute type of veena from Amaravati, much more developed than harp. But harp remained in the society, in the musical culture of India, as a, I should say, some sort of, you know, some aristocracy. In nowadays in Southeast Asia, I have seen in Bangkok, they are playing on a harp, ceremonial music, another lute. Just look at the position of the lute, more close to the body, producing sound. But when we find in a gold coin of Samudragupta, changed. It's a diagonal feature against the body. This is from probably from, yes, this is from Chandela, that is central India near Khajuraho, Satna. And extra resonator is there. These are the side figures of this Devi figure. The central figure is Devi, but we find it on the stela, the side figures. It has got the extra resonator. To produce more improved sound quality. From Uttar Pradesh, again in 10th century. These are taken from the Allahabad Museum. It was quite common. The harp is no more. Maybe lute is there, but this type of bina, sitar like bina, the holding of bina against the diagonally against the body is the very significant feature. Just look at this one and this one. This is a painting of great painter Raja Ravi Varma, just to show you the position of the sitar. Sitar is also a type of veena. Veena is a generic name, maybe sitar or veena and any kind of veena. So this is the 10th century development of Indian string instruments. And here is another, this is not our concern, that is Venugopal is a very beautiful sculptured door lintel presently in the collection of Indian Museum, but it has on its left corner there is a, a reference. This kind of string instruments is very common in South India, in Karnataka music, in Deccan area. That is almost horizontal to the surface, almost. And perhaps he is playing with a bar like thing to control the sound, to control the tune. So my study is up to 12th century. Now I am showing you some uh, so the chordophones in practice beyond 12th century are not within our scope of discussion. A projection of on later development can be drawn as a probable line of research. In this context, mention could be made of chordophone or string instruments usually played with the help of a bow. Now the one bow is already converted into a string instruments, and another bow like thing with a single string or chord, we are bringing out the sound which has a continuity. In string instruments we don't have the, we hardly we have any continuity of a tune, uh, finger plucked or plectrum, whatever. A little bit of continuity was there definitely, but in bowing instruments it is all about the continuity of tune, Ravanhatha, the earliest form of old string instruments that we know. Sarangi, it is from the West Asia and slowly, gradually transported into Indian subcontinent. This is Sarangi with a bow, with a bow. More complicated with a resonator, more developed resonator with the sympathetic strings to bring out more resonance. And another is Sarinda. Sarinda is very common in North Bengal. In folk song, you know, the Bhavaiya song. It is played with the Bhavaiya song. It is a very significant accompaniment with the folk song Bhavaiya. But Sarinda is a folk fiddle used in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and northern India. So along the sub-Himalayan region, we find this type of bowing instrument. Another type of bowing instrument is Mayuri Vina. Sorry, Mayuri Vina is another bowed instrument, some sort of departure from Sarangi, from Sarinda, whatever, or even Ravanhatha. It is an important string instrument that is very much connected with the Sikh history. It is said that Guru Gobind Singh is the inventor of this Mayuri Vina or Taus. Taus is a string instrument played with a bow and gets its name from the Persian words peacock. So Mayuri Vina gave birth to string instruments. One is Dilruba, and from Dilruba it was Israj. The origin of Israj is said to be from it is the Varanasi. So its movement from northwestern part, that is Punjab, the Taus, the Mayuri Vina, again to Varanasi, and from Varanasi, the Israj found get again it moved on to eastward, and in West Bengal, that is Vishnupur. Vishnupur is a temple city of the Malla kingdom. They patronized the Hindustani classical music, and with that the playing on of Israj. Israj is also very intricate musical instrument, having multiple strings, sympathetic strings as well, and a much developed sound box, that is a resonator. So with this, I have come to the end of my deliberation. In the last few years, the field of music archaeology has expanded considerably at the one end with the inclusion of neurophysiological, biological, and psychological research. Because music is an expression of biological thought, neurological involvement is there, everything. The first and foremost thing is mind, and the innovation, the development, everything comes from the mind. So there is a need of studying the neurophysiological, biological, and even psychological research. These approaches explore the possible beginnings of sound production by seeking the earliest prerequisites in the evolution of mankind for music making and musical understanding. On the other end of the field, excavated and explored archaeological materials, newly published evidence for musical notation and theoretical writings, or new literary and iconographic sources relevant to ancient music is also very important. Therefore, such interdisciplinary input in a cumulative fashion may help us to understand the unexplored aspect of music cultures. The observation and integration of ethnographic analogies in recent contemporary societies may also help to discover long lasting traditions in making music that is comparable to the silent past. So, I end my topic, and this is an acknowledgement card where from I get the inspiration and the resources and everything. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sen. I think it was a fantastic and deep study of material culture to develop an understanding of the journey of music in India. I think it was quite inspiring to see your deep engagement with it. I'll open the floor to questions if there are any. Yeah. Yes, Dr. Kedarish.
Yeah. I would like to.
Excuse me.
First and foremost,
Yes, please.
I would like to say a few words about Satyakam.
Yes. Yes.
Satyakam is a great researcher, and the study of musical instruments in archaeology. This is the second talk he's giving. He identified the musical instruments, but right from of course this talk is right from Bimbetka he has brought up, but I feel that Satyakam, as one small thing, violin a part of it's part of string instruments.
Yes, madam. Definitely.
Originally brought from Germany.
Right, madam.
Right. Do we find any evidence? In literary sources also. Archaeology, we need not think about it. It is not there.
In literary evidences, it was introduced later, very lately.
It is, I think, introduced after the, roughly 18th century, after that.
Right.
After 18th century. So I would like you to extend your work right till
yes,
19th
madam.
century.
Violin is very important instrument, and
Yes.
it is now Indianized.
Yes.
And if you see, madam, that is the Ravanhatha. The concept of Ravanhatha is nothing but the developed violin. So it is parallel to violin, and violin is very much Indianized. Along with the
I know, and my mother was a violinist. She had a 19th century violin with her. If you, which of course it's lying, one is lying with me, another with another sister. We can send you photographs of that. These were the, you can refer to them.
Please.
And second, this you showed us a painting of Raja Ravi Verma. Where is that work? I've never seen it. First time I'm seeing it. Where did you get that painting?
I got it from some references.
Is it a private collection?
No, this is a print. Actually.
On a fabric you got it. Fabric. Okay, that's the first time I'm seeing Raja Ravi Verma. Portraying a lady seated with a golden sari. It's very unusual with a musical instrument.
Very beautiful the picture. That is. I just compare it with the Devi, and really.
No, very beautiful. I've never seen it. It's not in Trivandrum. Trivandrum has the largest collection. I don't know. It's really a Indian Museum doesn't have Ravi Verma, no?
No, not much.
No, I don't think so.
Have a few, very few. You know better than me. You have already worked.
No. Can you do one thing? Can you source that? How many? I don't think Indian Museum has. Please try to source it. See how many they have.
Okay.
Right. And then one more thing is Bimbetka.
Yeah.
That I missed the point whether that was a painting on rock or whether it was a carving.
On rock.
On rock painting, isn't it?
Rock shelter.
Rock painting, rock shelters of Bimbetka. It's a World Heritage Site, so naturally you will get very good. Then you can talk to. He's also working on rock shelters and cave paintings. you missed it. Yesterday you were very busy, so I didn't want to disturb you. But you can talk to today's speaker, first speaker, Dr. Amita Pandey, who is the director of IGRM. I must, that is one. And second, I want you to talk to Professor Ajay Pratap from Benares Hindu University. Okay.
Benares
He's
Hindu
also
University.
talking on cave paintings. Okay. Next November he will be doing it, cave painting.
Okay.
So please talk to them and further your research on the subject.
Professor
Yeah,
Ajay.
they are in the brochure. Look for the look, and later contact me. I'll give you their contact numbers.
Okay, madam.
Please further
Okay,
research is very important for us.
definitely, madam.
So one of the first doing it. That is why the request. Okay.
And this was my first deliberation on this subject actually, with in the light of music archaeology, and I have started this work very recently.
No, this is your second. The first
No,
one
this
you
is
gave.
second, but it was
Yeah,
not.
on my platform you gave the first one. This
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
second delivery. Yeah.
This is second.
Very
This
good.
is second.
Congratulations. I'm so happy
Thank
for
you.
you. I'm
Thank
so
you so
happy
much.
with you. Continue your work. Okay.
Thank you so
Very
much.
few people research
I'll
on
contact you
language.
soon.
Yeah, no problem. But stay, but don't go away.
No,
Listen
I
to
am
the
here.
other
I
speakers.
am here.
In the afternoon, also, we have this lady speaking from the British Museum. Very good for you. It's on
Okay.
conservation. Yeah, please stay.
Right.
Don't disappear after your paper.
No.
Yeah. Okay, over to you, Jigna.
Thank you, Dr. Kedareshwari. Thank you, Satyakam Sen. Once again, I absolutely agree with Dr. Kedareshwari. This is amazing. I had a lot to learn from your presentation. I've taken a lot of notes as well for myself as well.
Thank you.